It's Friday, November 1st. I'm Paul Huckalak, and
I am not Lisa Ruffage. I am Sharon Gregorish. Lisa's off this week on holidays.
how's it feel to be at the desk?
Feels good. Feels good.
It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yep.
So,
Thank you very much. Welcome to TV7.ca, although you've been with TV7.ca for a while now as a correspondent.
yes, I'm usually out there on location. So, all right. These watches behind us are part of a community initiative brought to us by Coro Collective and Rolly Boiselle. The watches were collected and repaired by Boiselle and are being sold at Coro, with the proceeds going towards sponsoring a local family this Christmas season.
Now today, VASA asks, what moves you? The St Albert RCMP make a drug bust, and the city wants your input on the 2020 budget. But first...
Tomorrow is Sports Day.
That's right. Head down to Service Place from 11 till 2 to check out the more than 20 local sports groups that will be on hand to help you learn more about organized sports in our community. Plus, you'll be able to test their skills at many try-it activities, including football, gymnastics, baseball, fastball, ringette, soccer, rugby, lacrosse, curling, BMX biking, rowing, and bowling.
Wow, that is a huge list, Paul.
You want to go on BMX biking?
BMX biking you could talk me into, but...
Do the BMX biking thing. Do they still... Is it BMX? Is it still BMX? Because I remember BMX as a kid was really popular.
It's still BMX, one of my daughter's BMX bikes.
So what does BMX stand for?
Don't ask me.
All right.
All right. Somebody Google it.
You can also learn about volunteering and coaching opportunities, talk with other local sports organizations, have fun with your family and friends, and enter to win great draw prizes. A Sports Central drop-off box will be set up so that you can donate your gently used sports items to help those who need equipment.
Sports Day admission is free, and there will be something for all ages and abilities to try. The RCMP are looking for information about a stolen utility trailer.
That's right. Approximately 3:40 a.m. on Monday, October 14th, someone driving a dark four-door pickup truck cut off the trailer lock and stole a 2019 carry-on utility trailer from the parking lot of Lowe's hardware store at the north end of St Albert.
The white and color trailer is a 10-foot long, 6-foot wide aluminum framed trailer with a wooden floor. If you have information about this crime, call St Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700 or contact Crime Stoppers.
Well, St. Albertans, do you know a local artist that can use some recognition? Nominations for the 2020 Mayor's Celebration of the Arts Awards are now open. This awards ceremony celebrating the excellence in the arts in St. Albert is scheduled to take place on March 19th at the Enjoy Center.
Mayor Kathy Heron is quoted as saying, "The celebration of the arts have become a symbol of St. Albert's commitment to community arts and culture. For 10 years, they have brought awareness to the importance of supporting local artists as they contribute to the cultural heritage of our city, Paul."
Residents of St. Albert can nominate an artist in one of 6 categories, including Arts Champion, Emerging Artist, Excellence in Arts Teaching, Lifetime Achievement in the Arts, Established Artist, and Youth Artist.
To nominate someone, visit stalbert.ca/MCOA and fill out the nomination form. Forms can be submitted by email or in person. Award recipients will receive an original work of art by a St. Albert artist and a monetary award of $1,000. The nomination deadline is January 17th. St. Albert, we've got a brand new segment for you. Each week, local artist Memory Roth will bring you in Art in the City, where she'll be talking to the people who bring the art community alive in our city. This week, she met with Carol Watamiuk from the Visual Arts Studio Association of St. Albert.
I'm Memory Roth, and I am here with Carol Watamiuk, the president of VASA, the Visual Arts Studio Association in downtown St. Albert. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you.
Carol, can you tell me a little bit about VASA?
Well, it's a fabulous place of 23 resident artists and a main gallery and a corridor gallery and a little gallery at the back called the Garden Gallery. And actually, there's 23 more little galleries because each each artist studio is like a little gallery. So it's an incredible place with very friendly artists.
Yes.
Love them.
So you've been established for a while in St Albert. How long have you been with VASA as their president?
It'd be 6 years. 6 years now. The city asked if I would come in after I retired from city council, and they asked if I would go in and help VASA out. And it was shortly after I arrived that the president passed away, and they asked if I would be president, and so here I am after telling him, yeah, I'll do it for 2 years.
So the VASA was actually established by someone else. You said
Yes,
passed away.
yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about?
Well, Pat and Harry Wagensfeld, it was interesting because it was kind of a synergistic thing that happened. I was on city council at the time, and I was complaining about this empty space in the middle of the city not being put to any use. It had sat there, the old RCMP station, sat there vacant for 10 years. And at the same time, Pat and Harry were coming to city council and saying, we have a lot of artists that need a space. And so that's how the plan came together eventually.
So VASA has some galleries, and you also have rental space for different artists.
Yes.
But you're more than just a gallery and rental space. You also reach out to the community and do good works for the community.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, when I started as the president, I said, you know, this is a city building, and I think we need to do more for the community, although I think artists in a building is enough for a community. But the main thing I wanted to see was, and I had seen it for years, was that the people with developmental disabilities needed a program that was taught by professional artists. And to do that, they had to go to the Nina Haggerty Center in Edmonton, which is a wonderful place, but very few of them could get there.
Right.
So we started the program, well, that was started actually, I had talked to Pat about it. We started the program at VASA, and it has been, I think, one of the most heartwarming programs to me to see
Right.
how that has developed.
Right. This is Memory Roth with TV7.ca, and this has been Art in the City.
And as always, welcome Crystal Lucier with Financial Focus.
I want money.
In recent years, there's been a rise in people owning rental properties or income properties. So how do you calculate capital gains when you sell a rental or income property? If you've used your home as both primary residence and a rental property, so you've divided perhaps the top and the basement floor, the calculation is a little bit trickier than normal. Here's something that you need to know. Individuals are exempt from paying capital gains on the sale of a principal residence. If your house is a principal residence for the entire time that you own it, all you need to do is report the sale of the property on a specialized form T2091 on your tax return in the year that you sell it to claim the full principal residence exemption. However, it gets a little trickier if your house has been both principal residence and an income generating property for the time that you've owned it. A portion of the capital gains tax will be payable. To calculate the capital gains in this type of situation, you'll need to know three things: the original cost of your house when you purchased it, the fair market value of your house when you started renting it, and the selling price of the house. The calculation can be a little bit complex, but a portion of your home is going to have taxable capital gains attached to it. This is really important for you to know if you do decide to have a suite in the basement or something rented out and then at some point decide to sell your property. It's not just your principal residence as soon as you start doing that, so it's important to make sure that you keep that in mind and get professional advice before you sell the property. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
Want to have your say on the proposed 2020 city budget?
Well, providing input is easy, quick, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. The city is testing a new online platform to engage with residents on the proposed 2020 budget. Share your thoughts between now and November 10th. and all input received will be shared with City Council to help inform their budget decision making.
To participate, go to the city's website and search 2020 budget.
So, where's the money going to go?
Well, do we want me to be serious or do we want me to joke around a little bit?
Okay, so let's do some serious, mostly banter. Let's do that. Some serious, mostly not.
Mostly not. Mostly not is let's stick some overpasses in on the trail so that we can get through there a little faster.
I think that's a really good idea. What we should do is we should put...
I have no clue where the overpasses would go. You know, people live in those houses alongside the trail.
Yeah.
So that's not actually a serious idea.
I'm sure the people living in those houses aren't exactly thrilled with what you just said right now.
No,
but of course we are just bantering.
I'm just
folks.
kidding.
We're just bantering, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's going to be really exciting because, I mean, it can always use more improvements and stuff like that, so...
What moves you? The Sculptors Association of Alberta is asking St. Albert and area residents this very question. They are asking you to submit photographs that will inspire sculptors to create a unique work of art for an exhibition to be held at St. Albert's VASA Gallery in June of 2020. VASA, of course, is the Visual Arts Studio Association of St. Albert and is an artist-run center in the heart of our city, located in the old RCMP building at 25 Sir Winston Churchill Avenue.
Now, creating a 3D object takes longer than drawing or painting. So to give the artist ample time to create the sculpture, the deadline for photo submissions is November 15th. Now, they expect the images to be selected in January, which will give the artists a few months to create their work for the June 2020 exhibition.
All you need to do to submit your photo is go to www.sculptors-alberta.com and give the artist some insight by providing a few sentences that tell the story of your photo, its subject, what inspires you to take it, and why it moves you.
And I've already got my submission in.
Yes, you do.
So I'm hoping I'm eligible. Get your submissions in.
And we're going to see what they're going to do with your photo, Paul.
Yeah, well, I hope they don't do too much. Could they make it look better? That'd be great.
I'm sure they could.
On October 18th, the St Albert RCMP Drug Unit, with the assistance of other such branches, executed a search warrant on a rural property in Beaver County. Now, Beaver County follows Highway 14 and includes Toefield, all the way to Viking. The search warrant was executed in relation to a drug trafficking investigation that utilized the assistance of the North Region Sheriff Investigative Support Unit.
The search warrant resulted in the seizure of cash, methamphetamine, and various other illegal drugs. Along with the cash and drugs, RCMP also recovered some stolen trailers, a firearm, and one stick of dynamite.
Two Edmonton men, 39-year-old Denis LaRouche and 42-year-old Barry McGill, are facing numerous charges related to the seizures and the execution of the search warrant, and are scheduled to appear in St. Albert Provincial Court on November 4th, 2019.
Michelle Parker's here with Let's Get Fit.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be touching in on nutrition. So I recently led a healthy eating and weight loss certification program. It's a program for those looking to make healthier choices more often, and during this event, one of our attendees mentioned that they were currently part of a Facebook weight loss group. Within this group, there was a participant seeking advice on cutting calories as they felt that they had reached a plateau. From my understanding, without knowing all the facts about the person, besides the number of calories that they were consuming, they were told by a member of the group that the only way to make a change was to continue to create a caloric deficit. And the truth is, there's so much more to the equation, and it's quite scary to hear about some of the advice that is out there. Did you know if your goal is to lose fat and you're eating too little, you can actually gain weight? Seems contrary, especially to the advice this person was getting through her support group. The truth is, our bodies need fuel to survive, and if we are getting too little fuel, we cannot function at our best. Moods can get nasty, concentration go out the window, and by the way, your body will start storing more of what you're consuming as a self-preservation tool. So if you're looking to lose fat, understand that your body needs fuel for day-to-day functions, such as breathing to basic movements. We need to incorporate a blend of healthy fats, carbohydrates, so that's our fruits and vegetables, and protein, whether that's plant or meat-based. And we need to be mindful of the quality of your food choices, as all of these elements play an important part in setting yourself up for becoming a healthier and happier you. Everyone, it is time to get down to our move of the week. We are going to get back into a plank position, but this time with our side plank crunch. Everyone, I look forward to seeing you on the mat. Welcome back down to the mat, everyone. It's time for our side plank crunch. So as you get down to your side plank, we want to make sure our elbow and our shoulder are nicely aligned. Coming all the way up, pushing those hips up off of the floor. We're looking for a straight line from our shoulder all the way down to those ankles. Now there is a variation to this where you can drop your bottom knee, so pick the position that's right for you today. We're then going to be reaching our hand up over our head and then drawing our elbow and our knee together. Focusing on working our obliques this first time, we're going to be bringing up to the side. So coming all the way out, tap that foot back down and then bringing all the way in again. Now another variation of this, rather than working those side obliques, we're going to work more that six-pack region, and we're going to be bringing it forward, making sure that we're feeling that crunch in there and extending it back out. Now, as I mentioned, we can do this with the bottom leg straight, keeping our hips up off the ground and bringing it in, as well as going up to that side. All right, that is your side plank crunch, adding a new and variation challenge to your plank. Everyone, thank you for joining me from tv7.ca. My name is Michelle Parker. Have a beautiful day. Cheers.
Well, you can peek into the sketchbooks of some of St. Albert's talented high school art students. These treasure troves of creativity offer a glimpse into the innovative minds of today's burgeoning artists. Art Gallery of St. Albert exhibition Brainstorm will run from November 19th until December 14th.
The sketchbooks are a place to experiment, study, practice, and build up ideas for larger works. Normally not meant for public display, sketchbooks are an intimate space for the artist. Some pages may contain fragments of ideas or subjects, failed designs, or beautifully finished drawings. Text, magazines, fabric, music, no subject or material is off limits in the sketchbook.
Brainstorm promises raw and unfiltered artistic expression, and you can join the AGSA as they take a deep dive into the creative process.
We talked about him at the beginning of our newscast, and perhaps you've seen him scooting around town wearing his iconic bow tie. 81-year-old Roly Boissel moved to St. Albert a few years ago after suffering from a stroke.
I've been here just shy of 2 years. I had the stroke in Kelowna, and my children wanted to look after me, and so they brought me to my son's place. And well, my children didn't want me to have a car anymore, since I had to forfeit my license for 6 months anyhow, and I got tired of being around the house all the time, so I have a very nice handicap scooter. It has a top speed of 50k, which if I ever find out how to make it go a little faster, I probably will. And it has a range of 50k, and I get around almost every day, every nice day. And I've taken it out in the snow, but it's not as nice running around in the snow.
Now, for the past year, Roly has been collecting and repairing watches. He scoots himself down to Value Village and buys all the watches he can get his hands on. He estimates that he has collected over 800 in the past year.
Wow, 800.
800.
Because I needed something to do. I'm 81 years old, and I took this up at age 80. So I've been doing it for about a year, and that's how long it took me to collect that number of watches. But it keeps me busy. I just lay on my bed and pop them open, and if I have the right battery, then I put the batteries in. I had a dear uncle who was a real watchmaker. And back in the mid-70s, I used to drive a Volkswagen bus. I wasn't a hippie, but I had a Volkswagen bus. And I had 4 kayaks that I had made myself. And we came out from, we lived in Calgary at that time. And we went to visit him in Kelowna, and that's what got us to move out there eventually, was having family there as well. And we arrived at his place in the afternoon and went in to visit with him, and he said, "Roland, come on downstairs to my watch room. I've got a watch that I'm having a problem with." And I suspected something was up right from that moment, because he knew lots more about watches than I did. And so we went down to his watch room, and he said, "Here, try this one on. I'm having trouble with the clasp." So I put it on, and it went on just fine. I said, "No, it's all right." And I went to take it off, and he said, "I want you to have that watch." He said, "I'm sick and tired of you wearing those cheap, high-class Timexes." So we had our visit with my uncle, and then we went from there to the lake with our kayaks, and we kayaked around. And after the kayak outing, I looked at the watch that he gave me, and it was half full of water. Well, we immediately went back to my uncle's place and showed him, "Uncle Bruce, look at this." He said, "What have you done?" I said, "Well, my cheap high-class Timex doesn't get water in it."
Rolly's trademark bow ties were handmade by his late wife that he wears as a tribute to her. That's really sweet.
Every time my wife made a new dress, she made me a tie that matched. I'm a very lucky man. I didn't have to buy a dress in more than 30 years. But we were known in Kelowna as the couple that matched for 30 years. I have 24 ties of hers left. That she passed away on the 1st of April 2013, so it's been 6 years. And I wear her ties every day. I get compliments every day, especially on the bow tie. When I go to church on Sunday, I wear my suit and whatever tie I feel like putting on that day. And I get stopped, and people ask me about it, and it's been very, maybe my wife shouldn't have done this. There's been more women have talked to me because I've been wearing a bow tie. Without this tie, I become invisible. I become just like anybody else on the street. But I get as many as 2 and 3 compliments a day riding around town. It hasn't been any kind of a burden wearing her ties to honor her.
And we'd like to thank Rolly Boissel for sharing his story with us. And if you'd like to check out his collection of watches, they are available at Coral Collective, with all the proceeds going towards sponsoring a local family this Christmas season.
That's it this week. If you have any community events or news you would like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. From us at tv7.ca, I'm Sharon Gregorish.
I'm Paul Huckelak, and Sharon, thanks for bat catching for Lisa this week.
It was my pleasure. Have a great week.
Enjoy your week.